running's trendy now. And so I want everyone to run and be healthy and happy with it. And I think that requires resources and coaching. I see a lot of people who get injured trying to do a marathon, and it's because they just don't know anything. They don't know enough about the sport.
This is the Startup Junkies podcast. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Startup Junkies podcast. Thank you for tuning in however and wherever you're tuning in from. My name is Daniel Koonce, and I'm joined today by my co-host, Steele. Ty, how are we doing today?
Doing great. I'm excited for this. Should be fun.
Yeah, can't complain. It's Friday afternoon.
You know it. Best time.
Feeling good.
About to be the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to it.
Excited. Well, I'm even more excited because we're joined today by our two new friends, the founder and previous owner and the current owner of the Arkansas Track Club. We have Shawn Wierick and Aaron Warren. How are we doing today, guys?
Doing great.
Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
This is your second podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. So far, having fun.
Yeah.
Just now starting. It's just now starting, right?
Yeah.
Well, the way we like to start off these episodes, we want to hear you guys' origin story. Shawn, we'll start with you. If you had a Marvel comic book origin story, walk us through it.
Oh my goodness. Well, this was never the plan. I'll start there. The plan was med school. I was a collegiate soccer player a long time ago, and was looking for something to do post-college instead of med school. So I blew that off, went and did a graduate degree in something else and wanted to work for myself. So I created Arkansas Track Club and started coaching, and it has essentially grown every year since. And it's something I ended up doing since 2012. So a long time. And it's been interesting.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
And then Aaron, a little bit about your story, your background.
I'm a physical therapist, and I moved to Northwest Arkansas about 3 years ago. And Shawn has been my coach for those 3 years. He's part of the reason why I moved to Northwest Arkansas. And I've been running since 2010. So a long time. Started in 8th grade through high school, and then college at University of Central Arkansas, and then continuing my running journey. I always tell people I burnt out on running in college, and then my love for running has begun again as an adult. And so I got involved with Track Club kind of on a fluke, just saw the logo somewhere and then found a mutual connection. And then Shawn became my coach, and now 3 years later, I own Arkansas Track Club.
You're the owner now. Look at that.
Well, again, not ever what I expected to happen, but very grateful it has
Falls
happened.
into place.
Yes, exactly. How it's supposed to.
Yeah. Well, for our audience who might not know, can you guys tell us what is the Arkansas Track Club?
Sure. So it started as a youth track and field program, a cross-country track and field running program for youth, and then evolved into, we have youth from 6 to 18, and then 18 plus adults, and then Post-Collegiate, we have an elite team as well. So you have a road team for adults that focuses on road races, usually targeting the Bentonville Half or local race series. And then you have a mountain ultra trail team called the Mutt team that focuses on trail, off-road, ultra, anything like that. Those are all for adults. And then you have an elite team that is composed of people like Aaron, post-collegiate athletes that do trail, ultra, road race, track, anything of the sort, kind of following their passion. And then the youth is all about development and fun, teaching them to hopefully love running.
Yeah. So what are the qualifications? What does it mean to be an elite runner? Could me and Ty join the elite squad?
I'm just starting. He's got a little bit more experience than me.
You're ready to go.
I'm just starting to get my miles in.
Our elite team, we have standards, obviously high performance standards and everything. But a lot of times it is when you have the potential and the maturity in your running career to step it up to the next level. So for me personally, I travel for racing. I'm pretty bought in, all the way in. And a lot of us, not all of us, but most of us are post-collegiate. So we've been in this running career for a while now. So, but we focus on those high performance standards. So I'm not sure the marathon for, I know women, I think you sub 3 hours.
It's kind of like that happy medium. I started the elite team because there was this black hole for post-collegiate athletes that really wanted to compete that weren't ready to go sign with Nike or something like that. And they would most of them would stop running, go get a corporate job and kind of piddle with it every now and then. But there are several like Aaron that were still really passionate and looked for a home or a team or some sort of organization that could help or support it in some way. So that was the goal. And there are standards, but I'd say The standards are like the entry, meaning like you hit the standard, you're close to the standard, shoot us an email, get in contact. Do you fit the culture of the team? If so, we'll probably bring you on. I think all of our first athletes, none of them hit the standard, but we brought them on. Now they all do hit the standard.
Yeah.
Right. So it was about building the culture.
And how many elite athletes do we have right now?
Seven.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So a small squad. It's grown steadily over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And come and gone as well. So there's no long-term hard commitment contract. It really is. It's like a family culture type deal.
Yeah. Well, this is the second time you've mentioned culture.
Yeah.
So as you kind of grew the track club, can you talk to us about how you've seen that culture grow? And then after you answer that, I want you to tell me how you're continuing that culture.
Yeah. So for me, the culture is the most important thing about the entire business. All of it, from sponsorships to the athletes to interacting with parents or the athletes or anybody. At the end of the day, I want people to walk away having raced with, against Arkansas Track Club athletes, interact with coaches, family, and be like, those were super cool people. And they're representing their club, their community, everything really well. There's no like hard, fast lines like you have to be this way. We embrace everybody where they are. And if they want the best for others and can care about others, put them first, they're usually a really good fit.
Mm-hmm.
I think having been on multiple different teams and stuff throughout the year, I've been in both positive and negative cultures. And so from like a personal standpoint, I know what a good culture looks like and I know what a bad one looks like. And so if I can emulate and try to create a culture that is positive and one that I know that I myself and others can thrive in, then I want to do that. And I think that we always talk about like we're just a big group of weirdos and we are people who probably would have never met, probably would have never really become friends except for the bond over running. And that is really, really strong. Because I mean, if you're out there running for hours together, you got to talk about something. You get close and that's like your time, your quality time together. And I mean, life is busy and you don't always get to sit down with someone for 3 hours and have a conversation, but on a run you can. And you probably have some crazy experiences on that run as well. So creating that culture, kind of like Shawn said, where anyone who interacts with someone on our team, or even if it's just like a family member there with our team, like they know that this was an inviting group of people who are working on developing athletes, but also just humans, especially with our youth team.
You kind of answered my question like earlier about when I run, I can't have much of a conversation. I don't think I'm going to be huffing and puffing. But you said that y'all like talk and that's kind of how you build that community and culture. Is that where that bond and that culture comes from? Or is that in like the pre-running and what y'all do outside of it to build that culture?
Probably a combination. So it starts with the first interaction. I mean, my first interaction with Aaron was a athlete I coached at the time, asked if he could connect. He was one of our elite men. I said, sure. And then we got on a phone call together that's sometimes very short, sometimes lasts a long time. In our case, it lasted a long time. We talked for like an hour or two, it seemed like. But it was really good. I was like, I have no idea what she thought. But I believe in being very transparent in my expectations as a coach or the team. And I think that resonates with a lot of athletes, really realizing that it's just running. Like, it's running. Who really cares? Like, at the end of the day, it should be fun. It should be something you can bond over, build relationships over, and, grow, stay healthy, all those things. And then once you're in the door, it's probably every piece of it, from the discipline around showing up on time, the warm up, the dynamics, the learning from each other. Our elite team is full of like doctors in various things, very intelligent people. So we all learn from each other. And then they show up with the kids and the kids are learning from the elites. And it's really cool. That's awesome. Really cool group.
How do you guys make it fun for the youth kids? Because I would imagine anyone who's listening to this or watching this, they've ran before.
Yeah.
Running could sometimes, it could suck.
It can.
It can suck, especially when you first get going. So how do you like encourage the kids to have fun to make them really enjoy it?
I mean, some days it's like games for warm up instead of like our normal dynamics and everything. Because at the end of the day, yes, it's scientific and we use physiology to help coach and everything, but it should be fun. And if you're not having fun, then there's no point in the rest of it. So try to create some like levity, remind them that it is just running. But I don't know, our kids, they have fun. We were out there yesterday, we had track practice and we were just goofing around, joking around. And then it's like, okay, get online and go do your rep. So kind of that balance of this is a hobby. It is something that's supposed to be fun and like add joy to your life and not take it away. Well, sometimes it can feel like it's taking it away. It's okay that it feels like that sometimes. So yeah, just making fun, whatever that looks like, whether it's games, joking around and doing some fun activities at the same time.
Yeah. So I ran cross country in high school, and we'd always complain. We were like, practices suck because what do we do today? Run. What did we do yesterday? Run. What are you doing tomorrow? Run.
Probably running.
And so our coach gave us one ultimate Frisbee day to solve the issue. We were like, hey, this is fun.
Yep.
And we never did it again. So he checked that box for us. And
it doesn't take much.
It doesn't take much. We're like, hey, this is cool. We get to play a game. So I think games are super important, especially for youth. Well, Shawn, we were talking before we started recording. You've run 4 100-mile races.
Very impressive.
Yep. Run, walk, hike, all the above.
Your body was moving.
Yes.
Yeah. Then you've got them done. What was the hardest part of that? Was it the physical running? Was it the preparation? Was it
Probably
maybe
the psychological side of it?
the mental side maybe?
Yeah, getting to a point. I've been an athlete my whole life to various levels, and getting to a point in the first 100 that I was like, I can't do this. And I don't think I've ever been at that point as an athlete, being like, I really can't see myself succeeding here. I want to quit. I'm quitting. I'm going to quit. And trying to talk my crew to let me quit. The crew is like, you guys would come out to the race and support me at various aid stations. And the goal is you have crew meetings. They help you with food and nutrition and timing and pacing. And to me, if I'm going to quit, I got to talk my crew into it. But they wouldn't let me. My wife was a super hard ass, and I thought she was pushing me out to my death with 50K to go. So overcoming that, after that one experience, they've significantly improved, realizing that there's a whole lot more when you think you're done.
Yeah.
So probably the mental. Yeah.
I was going to ask, because it seems like I feel like you ran 4, but I feel like you don't get any easier each one. Is there
different.
like, once you get that first one done, is it like it's a mental unlock, and now those next 3 that you did were easier? Or is it every time the same struggles?
It's a different struggle. Everyone opens up a new piece, I would say. Every single one of them was hard. The first one was the hardest because I think it was such a beast to get past.
Where did you do it?
Here in Arkansas, called Arkansas Traveler. Yeah. So it's in October. It's a great race. The other 3 I've done were all in Colorado in the mountains, and different challenges, right? Altitude, vertical gain, vertical loss, all those things, logistical challenges. But yeah, they all are unique and present. It's a day of problem solving. But my 2 favorite things, running and eating, right? So it's kind of combines them.
Yeah.
The Startup Junkies podcast is brought to you in part by Arise. Arise helps Arkansas tech and tech-enabled startups grow with no-cost coaching, capital navigation, and expert connections so founders can scale faster. Learn more at arisearkansas.org.
So you kind of hit this, this mental wall almost, and you were able to fight through it, and you were able to surround yourself with people who helped you get through it. Did you ever hit a wall like that maybe in running the business?
Yeah, I had a lot of mentors with the business. And again, the business was never a plan, right? I went to school, I studied biochem, right? I was going to go to med school, and then kind of just started this, and it grew. And then I did a master's in leadership and ethics, and then I started the business, and then I was like, I'm going to add on an MBA. So that helped. And I met lots of professionals, and I've had friends really help a lot. And then all the time actually. But you just keep going. And find a way through and operate based on like the integrity that I want to represent, keeping the culture, right? Many times I made decisions where I lost, but I kept the culture. And I think that helped us survive.
Yeah. And so as you pass the baton, pun intended, over to Erin to be the owner, is that someone who you saw her as someone, when she does hit those blocks, she's going to make it through?
Yeah, absolutely. Without a doubt. I was really picky. Erin was somebody I actually approached her because she was so passionate. And I saw not only the integrity and like the character that I wanted for the continuation of the program, but somebody that genuinely loved the sport and also would be able to take it to a next step that I'm not capable of, right? So she's going to be more aligned with the way the current world operates from a social media and all of these things and elevate the program, I think, a great deal. So
some pretty high praise, Erin.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, that's awesome. So we were talking earlier. I'm not a seasoned runner like you, but I'm kind of familiar. If you have some beginner runners like Ty over here, what's some general
secrets? What do I need to know?
Everyone just wants to start like running fast and like lots of miles. And it is such a slow progression. I always tell people like, go slower, start with running, walking. Because if you do just go out one day and decide, I'm going to run a mile every day as fast as I can, you will, 2 weeks later, you'll be done and you're not going to do it again. And then people always be like, oh, well, my knees hurt. no, your knees hurt because they've never run a mile every day before. So like, give them a second, they'll get there. I think patience is the biggest thing with running. Even to this day, I've been running for 16 years now, and there's still patience that I'm having to learn with myself, with the sport, because you're asking your body to do something hard. And so it's going to feel hard. And for some reason, I think some people want it to be like this easy, fun thing, which it can be fun and hard all at the same time. So yes, invest in good shoes, because that's really the only equipment you need. Give yourself some patience, and have fun with it. Yeah. It's okay if it sucks, but it's still fun at the end of the day.
Yeah. And are you approaching the business with that same mindset?
Yes. Because the whole like phrase, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. I mean, there are some days it feels like work, but I do love what I'm doing. I get to train for my sport. I get to coach people in my sport. And then as physical therapist, I get to treat people within my sport. So running has truly become my entire life. And I didn't know that was possible, especially like as early into my career as I am. But I'm very thankful that I've been able to surround myself with people who have allowed me to like make that my path for my career.
Yeah. And we work with so many business owners. I like to encourage people like, it's okay. Same with running, to take a break every now and then. You're go all the time. You're going to get burnt out. Every now and then it's all right to chill, take a day off. You're working these 50, 60-hour weeks. A lot of the clients we work with, it's like, relax sometimes. It's going to be okay.
I was actually in Boston earlier this week for the Boston Marathon. One of my best friends was running it, and I was there to support her. And on the plane, I wasn't even aware that like I was ignoring her, and I was just like scrolling through, answering emails. She was like, "Hey, like it's okay. Like you can put it down." I was like, "You're right. I can put it down.
I'm the owner. I can do whatever I want.
Whatever I want. This is my thing." So yeah, it's a good reminder. I think sometimes same thing with running. Like you're like a high performing individual if you want to like go after running or any kind of endurance sports. So that obviously translates to business as well. But I think that patience with my running, like you said, needs to be translated into business as well.
Well, you mentioned investing in a good pair of shoes.
Yeah.
What's your go-to pair?
Oh, I have some unpopular opinions.
Okay, let's hear them.
I love a very basic shoe. I think that sometimes the shoes, we get a little fancy with our shoes. We don't need fancy shoes, I train in a Nike Pegasus, which is probably the most unpopular pair of shoes to train in because they're very basic. There's nothing fancy about them. They're cheap, which is also pretty nice.
That is nice.
But yeah, sometimes kind of combining my like run coach and PT brain, we try to correct things within our gait with a pair of shoes, which some people need. But I think that there's other things to try first before you just throw a like multi-hundred pair of shoes on and you are trying to change your gait and then it changes things all the way up your body. And I'm like, hey, let's just start simple.
Keep it basic, yeah.
Keep it basic. A few, like, I don't know, 10 or 20 years ago, the whole barefoot running was a big deal, which they've kind of pulled back on that. But there's some truth to it. Like, hey, your body knows what to do. Our bodies are smart. So
yeah, you
can have fun with, get fancy shoes for race day and everything if you want. But yeah, I like a basic shoe.
Okay, I like it.
I know.
Shawn, what about you? What are you rocking?
I wear whatever. I've never had any issue with any shoe, so I just pick whatever I think looks the best.
Yeah.
Coolest looking one. Very simple.
All right, what's the coolest looking one right now then?
I like Mount to Coast.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new one I found because I was looking for something that was kind of combined like a Nike with like an Ultra with like a little bit wider toe box and not quite as much drop. And it seemed to fit. So I bought one and tried it. I loved it.
Yeah.
But like I switch shoes all the time. I don't have like a go-to every single time.
Mm-hmm. I like your strategy. Yeah. I'm a big looks guy. I need my shoes to look cool and
feel good.
Look good, feel good, play good, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I do the Audi Zero Evo SLs. Just because they look so cool. I picked them up. I was like, oh my gosh, these are the lightest shoes I've ever picked up in my life.
They're so much lighter than you expect them to be.
Mm-hmm. And then tried them on. I was like, yeah, I'm buying these.
Yep.
And now I have two. I'm about to get a third pair.
Yep.
I'm obsessed with them.
Now you're a real runner. You're getting the lineup.
Yeah.
Once he runs this marathon, he's officially
yes.
a runner.
Yes. I mean, so I'm running with my sister's fiance, and he was like, man, running's so expensive. I'm like, dude, no, it's not. Like, you just need a pair of shoes. Then you start doing the running belts. And then you start doing the electrolytes every day. And you start doing the goos. It's like, I need a third pair of shoes.
Yep.
And I'm like, dude, It is expensive. Right.
It adds
and then
up.
The carbs. I'm eating
Yep.
so much. My grocery bill has gone up substantially.
Mhm.
It's crazy.
Have you gotten into the fun, like the compression boots, the rollers, all the modalities?
I don't have the compression boots, but I have the rollers.
Yep.
I have all the bands. I got the massage gun.
There you
know,
go.
Going way over the top.
Mhm.
But it's fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
It's good for you too. Right?
Yeah.
There's far worse or hobbies.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, Aaron, for you, what do the next 3 to 5 years look like for you and Arkansas Track Club?
Continuing to grow and just reach more people in our community. Obviously, love investing in the youth and preparing people. As someone who didn't know a lot about running and went into a collegiate system that I really felt like an outsider in. I didn't know enough about the sport. I think that continuing to grow our youth program and provide high-level resources for athletes who would otherwise probably not get them. Love that. Love the idea of just pouring into people the way I would have loved to been poured into.
Mhm.
And then also continuing to grow just our community of adult runners. Running's trendy now. And so I want everyone to run and be healthy and happy with it. And I think that requires resources and coaching. I see a lot of people who get injured trying to do a marathon, and it's because they just don't know anything. They don't know enough about the sport, and you're not supposed to. People like Shawn and I, we have certifications, we have degrees behind it. We understand the sport, we have the experience. And so allowing people to have those resources to enjoy the sport as it continues to grow and be trendy. And so, ultimately just like the club involvement, just getting it, knowing that we're a resource to the community, whatever that looks like for them, because any age is welcome. And so and kind of make it flexible for what people need.
Yeah.
Mm.
What is the most important, like when you're going on a run? Is it the carb loading, as Daniel has talked about? Is it the stretching? What's the most important part outside of the actual running itself to prepare for a race or just on your daily run?
It's going to depend on what the run is.
Depends. Okay.
And so I'd say if you're training for something, if you look acutely at a single session, it's hard to say what's most important about that session. I'd say the most important part about your goal towards your race is your program design. What are you doing, when, and why? Right? So lay it out. Whether you find something online, there's lots of free stuff online. You can write it yourself. You can hire a coach. But that's probably your biggest impact. And then from there, each session will dictate, if it's a track session, the emphasis is a little different than if it's an easy long run, recovery run, strength work, whatever. So I don't know. That's a hard question. It depends. That's the answer. It depends.
No, that's about
Great
it. Makes
answer.
sense, yeah.
Well, I asked you kind of take a look into the future, look at the next 3 to 5 years. And I'm going to ask you to look into the past. This is the way we like to wrap up our episodes. And Shawn, we'll ask you next. But Aaron, if you had a time machine, you could tell younger Aaron a piece of advice, what would it be?
It's not that serious.
It's not that serious.
Yeah. I think taking things in stride a little bit more, enjoying the small moments and not getting frustrated by the things that seem more intimidating. Because I think that the past few months of owning the track club has showed me, one choice is I'm not going to ruin everything that Shawn has built over the past decade with taking one day off. And I think that it would be good for younger Erin to have had a little bit more calmness about her instead of always having to go, 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 go. So yeah, it's not that serious.
Have fun with it.
Yeah, exactly. And then ultimately, in my opinion, when you're having more fun with things, you do succeed.
Yep.
Yep.
That's pretty great advice right there.
Thanks.
Yeah. Shawn, what would you tell your younger self?
Probably a lottery number or something.
Right. Yeah. Buy Bitcoin.
Yeah. Something. No, I don't know. I think that's excellent. Probably the evolution of me from running a business and coaching and as an adult has just been the transition as an aging male is going from 20 something to 40 and you just calming down and everything is so much slower and relaxed, getting to there sooner because clarity is easier to find. I don't know if you can fast track that though, with just advice.
Yeah.
Or if it's just literal physiological changes.
Yeah. Just let it happen.
Yeah. Enjoy the ride.
Yeah. Enjoy the ride. That's pretty good advice right there as well. Well, if any of our listeners want to learn more about you guys, where can they go?
ArkansasTrackClub.com, or you can email us at hello@ArkansasTrackClub.com.
Awesome. We'll make sure to link those in the description of the episode. Thank you guys so much for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it.
Pretty good for your second recording.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
I can talk this stuff all day.
I'd be sick. I could be here for a few
I'm so
hours.
good at it. I'm trying to get better at the running. So this was hopeful.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for coming in. We will remind our audience to check out the Arkansas Track Club and to follow the Startup Junkies podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to share with a friend. Subscribe and review because it matters to us and we want to hear from you. If you're interested in learning how to work with us, check out the information below. See you next week.